Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's time for a mini DVD haul. The difference here is that the 4 DVDs that I'm going to showcase to you today, I bought off 4 different sellers on Amazon UK. They were shipped individually, of course, because none of the sellers are the same. And I placed I placed the order for 2 DVDs on one particular day, and then I waited until they arrived to me because I was using these sellers for the first time, and then I placed an order for the other 2 DVDs. So I received the first 2 DVDs at the end of November. Today's the 14th of December, and I received the other 2 DVDs in the beginning of December. I think around the 6th or 7th of December. So I've been waiting to get all 4 DVDs together so that I can showcase them to you. I do have a few other packages that I've received. One you can see right over there, I've not opened it yet. It's still lying on top of my Fraser DVD box set. So I'm going to probably do that either today or tomorrow. Anyhow, so these 4 movies are from the Hammer Horror collection. These are from Hammer Horror Productions from the UK. I believe they're from London. And from the 1950s to the 70s, they produced a lot of these gothic, amazingly interesting horror movies. Iconic is what I would say, especially because they starred 2 icons of the horror movie and in movies in general, Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. So, and they are both amazing actors. Unfortunately, we lost both of them. They couldn't live forever, of course. But yeah. I am a big fan of Dracula. I'm kind of obsessed with Dracula. I like a lot of vampire movies, and of course, the Count himself is one of my favorite characters, fictional characters of all time. Is he actually fictional though? Okay, so without wasting time. Oh, sorry. Before that, I just need to show you. I can't show you these 4 without actually telling you the one that I already have. In my collection, I couldn't find the others at that point in time for decent prices, but the only one that I could afford at that time, or I wanted to spend money, the money was I think around £6 or £7, was Scars of Dracula. I'm not sure the order of the movies. I've seen the movies I think once when I was much younger, and the second time properly watching them, almost like 1 or 2 every weekend, was actually in 2012. So I'm not very, very familiar with these movies. I do love them a lot. And a couple of movies I've actually watched recently. I'll explain that as we go along. I'll mention the ones. Yeah, so Scars of Dracula is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th in the Dracula series. And this is the one that I bought many months ago. One of my favorites. I think all of them are pretty equal to me, kind of, except for the first one, which I think is the very best. But yeah, that was Scars of Dracula, which I already had in my collection. So let's show you what I recently just bought. So from one seller somewhere in the UK, from Amazon UK, that I placed the order on, is Taste the Blood of Dracula, with this awesome slipcover with an artist impression of Christopher Lee as Count Dracula. That's amazing. Look at that. Doesn't even look awesome. So Taste the Blood of Dracula is the 5th in the series of Dracula movies from Hammer Horror. So that's a slipcover, and we take a look at the cover, the actual cover art, which is kind of we have this woman over here as well as Christopher Lee. Always a bevy of beauties in these movies, and the women in these movies are no less gorgeous. So that's the slipcover. We have the actual DVD over here. I'm going to need a pen or something. I really should get a kind of like a letter opener or something like that. I'll place an order on Amazon India. I'm not going to spend too much money on that. But yeah, let's open up this. Let's take off the wrapper rather. Oh boy. There we go. Okay. So that's the actual DVD. Sorry for the glare. There's the back. Single disc edition, nothing really fancy, but I do like the slipcover art, and it's really good. It's a really good slipcover, by the way. So that's Taste the Blood of Dracula. There's a slight dent on the, nothing major, on the top over here. That's it. The other one, one that I actually like quite a bit, but I'm not too sure if it is it's a favorite of other Hammer horror fans. But it's Dracula AD 1972, and it's particularly something that I really like because the women in this movie are. I'm going to actually check the name of the one actress is someone I'm familiar with. I've seen her in a couple of other movies, and that's Caroline Munro. She was absolutely hot back in the day. I mean, this is the 70s, so I remember watching two other movies of hers, and she looks gorgeous and everything. She was an absolute babe. She still is, for an older woman, pretty hot looking, but yeah, she is now in her 60s. I think late 60s. So, and there's also an actress called Stephanie Beacham. My lord, she was a bodacious babe back in the day. I don't remember having seen her in anything else, but yeah, I would love to see a lot more of her if you catch my drift. So Dracula AD 1972 is where basically Dracula is resurrected in for then modern times. A movie was made in 1972. There's the back with Christopher Lee pointing out, you there, come and be my slave. So that's the actual. This is the actual art that I'm actually more familiar with. I've been trying to get these for a while, but yeah, finally do have it in my collection. So would have been more appropriate to actually get these in the month of October, but beggars can't be choosers, or at least this beggar isn't a chooser. Let's drink a little bit of Pepsi, to quench the thirst. So Dracula AD 1972. And I love that. I don't know. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. I think I've only seen it once. Look, here's the thing. I've seen a lot of the Dracula movies when I was very, very young. I think in my pre-teens, I guess, because my family loved watching the Christopher Lee version of Dracula, and I think my uncles and my aunts also watched several of them. But I don't really remember watching them because I was pretty young at that time. I think even maybe like even 7 or 8 years old. But then, yeah, in 2012 is when I actually sat down and watched these. But now I've got them in my collection and I will watch them over and over again. So those are the two I got in November. The ones I got in December are, let's see, I've opened up the top anyway. And this is the Satanic Rites of Dracula, which is the last movie in the collection to actually star Christopher Lee as the Count. They had one more movie, not really considered to be a continuation of the series, but it does have Dracula in it. But it's an absolutely ridiculous movie. I won't be getting that for my collection because it's only worth one visit. It's set with a lot of Chinese martial arts people, and it's called The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires, and I wasn't a fan of that when I watched it back in 2012. So anyway, this is the Satanic Rites of Dracula, and you can see Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing's name given over here. Let's take out the shrink wrapping. Oh boy. So try to get as much off the glare as I can. I mean, you know what I meant. So that's that. The front, there's the back. And all the DVDs seem to be coming off the cases for some reason. Alright, let's sit snugly over there. That's the disc. Amazing actors. I can't say enough of how much I admire these two pillars of the classic horror movies. And of course, no collection of Hammer Horror Dracula series is complete without the very first one, the 1958 Dracula. Let me tell you something. This movie was shot in 1958, and I believe Christopher Lee scares people still if you watch him in this particular movie. I don't know what else again. I mean, he was amazing actor. He was an amazing presence. That tall. So this one is probably the best. I think it is the best, at least in my humble opinion. Absolutely love this movie. I watched this one recently again, and I could, fascinated by the presence of Christopher Lee, and of course Peter Cushing as well as Van Helsing. Both amazing actors. I keep saying that, but yeah, it bears to be repeated. So now I have all five. Now I have 5 of the Dracula movies from Hammer Horror. I still need to get which one is that? Dracula Prince of Darkness, which is the 3rd movie. The Brides of Dracula, which is the 2nd movie in the series, but doesn't actually have Dracula in it. Christopher Lee doesn't appear in it. And that's it. And that way, within that, I'll be actually complete the collection. Like I said, I'm not going to be getting the Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. Here's the back of the DVD cover. And there's the actual DVD itself. So yeah, it's Saturday night, around 10:45 p.m. Looking forward to watching something. I don't really know what I'm going to watch. I have a few things that I probably might watch either on a streaming service or for my DVD collection, something or the other. So I'll catch you again in another a movie review or a DVD unboxing, showcasing, whatever you want to call it. I'll catch you again pretty soon. So have a good night. Bye.